What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Oh man, this is a long-awaited episode right here. I can't wait to do this one. All right, let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stoop Life podcast. If today is your first time listening, I want to say welcome. We're glad to have you here. We talk everything related to sports. Doesn't matter what sport it is. Now, we talk about tennis, we talk about hockey, but today we're going to do a combination of all of them. If you guys have not joined yet, Facebook, if you have not joined our Facebook group, I don't know what you're missing. We talk about it every episode, and that's what you got to join. So if you guys have not joined yet, go to Facebook and join our group, Stoop Life. That's where all the magic happens. That's where it starts. That's where it finishes. Now, something we do in Stoop Life that nobody else does, we create our own brackets that are actually created by some of our members and voted on by every single one of our members. We're about to announce the third Stoop bracket. Now, basically what the bracket is, NCAA style, March Madness, one side. So we got 16 of whatever the topic is, and we allow every one of you in our group to vote on. Now, ironically, I checked my memories today on my Facebook, and I sent this to Paul. And Paul's not on this episode because of me. I'm a little late today. I just picked up some pups, some dogs, so I had to do it late. But this was a can't miss episode, so I'm here. I'm doing it. And ironically, like I said, I looked at my memories on Facebook, and coincidentally, I posted about this subject exactly a year ago to today. And me and Paul were talking about it, and it's crazy. So it's ironic that we're doing this, and I can't wait to do it. So today, Stoop bracket that we're announcing today, and not a single person knows the list of this bracket yet except me. Not a single person knows. Paul doesn't even know. That's why, Paulie, I hope to see you in the comments here, seeing the top 20. So, guys, we're going to be talking about the top sports movie ever. Now, I want to refrain you guys to know that documentaries are not included. There's a couple documentaries out there, sports movies that, could easily be number 1, number 2, number 3 on this list. But they're not in it. And we are including both fact and fictional movies. After we made the list, we thought we should have broken it up into 2, but we have it combined in 1. Now, this list was compiled by 8 different people, including myself and Paul. So we got the list based on the average of everybody's position in which they put them in their top 20. So today, we're going to reveal the list of who made the bracket, who's the top 16 in the bracket, what are the matchups going to be, and then we're here. So to start, we'll start with guys that didn't make it. A couple movies that we thought could have been on here. Some people had them in their top 15, 16, top 10, but they didn't make the list. Tied at number 20, we had a brand new movie, King Richard, which if you guys did not watch that yet, it's about the Williams sisters and their dad. Will Smith plays it. Phenomenal movie. I bet you guys, if you watch this movie, you'll probably put it in your top 16. A lot of people probably didn't see it yet because they don't have HBO. I believe it's on HBO. It just came out less than a year ago. And people forget about it because Will Smith won the Oscar for it, but then he bitch slapped Chris Rock. So people forgot about the movie. But I'm telling you, this movie is absolutely phenomenal. It's definitely a top 10 movie, to be honest with you. But according to our rankings, it came to number 20. Tied at number 20 with it was another phenomenal movie, which I know a lot of you haven't seen. It's on HBO as well. It's with Mickey Rourke. It's The Wrestler, which is another great movie. It gives you the background of what people did in the wrestling industry and how crazy it is. At number 19, we had a classic. We had Caddyshack, another amazing movie. Could have been in the rankings. Golf movie. Everybody's seen Caddyshack. But, unfortunately, missed the outside. At number 18, this was a hard one to leave off the list. Probably actually one of the hardest movies to not put on the list. And unfortunately, it didn't make the list. Because like I said, rankings from everyone averaged out. Number 18 was Space Jam. I'm talking about the original Space Jam with Michael Jordan. Like the great one, the good one, not the new one with LeBron. That movie was terrible. But the original Space Jam just missed the top 16 at number 18. And everybody could argue that could be in there, but it didn't make our list. Now, at number 17, this movie was hard to leave off too. One of the best movies, satire, comedy, sports movies in the entire world. It's actually probably one of my favorite comedy movies ever. But didn't make the list, came up just a tad short, came up less than a half a percentage point off of the list. At number 17, Dodgeball. Now, I love that movie. And to leave that off the list was a little hard, but I am not allowed to play favoritism in the voting, so it got left off the list. So now that you guys know what got left off, I'm curious in the comments here, what you guys think number 16 will be? What will be the first one on the list? I'm wondering if you guys know. Because there's 16 left, and there's a lot of good sports movies left. What was just a tad bit better than Mighty Ducks? So, number 16, we got right here. We got Mighty Ducks. At number 16, came in with the votes. We got Mighty Ducks. Now, that's a classic movie. Every single person in here probably seen that movie. Everybody. I guarantee it. Mighty Ducks could easily be a top 10 movie, especially if you're my age. If you're, 35 and below to like 25, maybe even a little bit older. Mighty Ducks, the series of Mighty Ducks was phenomenal. Can't go wrong with Mighty Ducks. We all know the Mighty Ducks series. And I think the reason why it got ranked at 16, why it made it, was because a lot of people remember the series of Mighty Ducks. But I can't complain. I had Mighty Ducks on my list right there. So at number 16, we got the Mighty Ducks. Now, coming in right above it let me switch my screen here. So coming in after that, this is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite, not sports movies, but one of my favorite movies. We got Bobby motherfucking Boucher. Now, if you don't like Bobby Boucher, something's wrong with you. Because Mama said something's wrong with y'all and do medulla oblongata, Colonel Sanders. I mean, I could literally sit there, watch Waterboy, and rehearse every single line. And I'm actually really, really surprised that it went to number 15. But that's the voting, and it got there. Because, one of the best movies ever made. Like, arguably his best movie ever. Growing up that shit's still on TV, and I still watch it every time it's on. I get a kick out of it because of some of the lines that he said in that movie. The Waterboy at number 15. Now, at number 14, we got another classic movie that every single one of you knows. Every single one of you. If you don't know this movie, then I really question what type of movies you watch. The only reason it's at number 14 is because the majority of them that voted forgot this movie. And I'm talking about a classic baseball movie. It was more than a baseball movie. It was about life, basically. We got Hardball. Everybody remembers G-Baby. Everybody remembers G-Baby. Everyone. Keanu Reeves killed that movie. This movie is about, a group of Little League players in the hood, in the projects. Keanu Reeves comes in, coaches them, and they end up being phenomenal. Everybody remembers the headphones, Big Papa. Everybody remembers that movie. A couple of you forgot that they forgot that movie in there. Paul actually forgot it in his rankings. So calling out Paul and that forgetting about G-Baby. But I don't blame him. There's so many movies that people forgot, and this was one of them. This movie came out in 2001. 2001. You don't really see this movie out there a lot on TV. But it's one of the movies I'm actually going to go back and watch because I forgot how good this movie was and how great this was. Reminds me of like childhood playing Little League and stuff like that. So number 14, we got Hardball with G Baby. Now number 13, love this movie. We already talked about somebody in this movie a little bit ago. And this movie, what made this movie so good was the fact that it portrayed basically a reality that actually happened as close as they possibly could. There's a lot of factual, based on true story movies that come out and that like aren't even close. They're not even close to what they are. But this movie was as close as you possibly can get. So at number 13, we got Muhammad Ali. Will Smith portraying Ali in the motion picture Ali. And it's crazy because this movie came out in 2001 as well. Now, a lot of us had this movie a little bit higher on the list. I was one of them. I know Paul was one of them. But a lot of people forget about this movie as well because it was in 2001. It was a boxing movie. A lot of people don't remember it. But this movie was so good because of how good they portrayed it to the true story and how good Will Smith was at portraying Ali. Phenomenal. The fact that Will Smith did not get an Oscar for this one, I need to go back and remind myself of what won. Because you had Keanu Reeves in Hardball and Ali in the same year. Neither of them won. Think about that. That's unbelievably crazy. But at number 13, we got Will Smith and Ali. Now, next up, we got number 12. Number 12. A lot of you forgot about this movie too because you probably haven't seen it. However, I've watched this movie almost as many times as the movies on this list. That's how good this movie is. At number 12, we got another baseball movie with, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, one of his best motion pictures that he ever played in. And we got another movie that portrays a based on true story that was pretty dang close to the true story. However, they left some stuff out because of, the time frame in which it came out. But at number 12, we got Chadwick Boseman in portrayal of Jackie Robinson in 42. Now, if you guys have not seen this movie, I highly recommend that you go watch this movie one way or another because there's a lot of you out there that rank a lot of these baseball movies pretty high. This might be the best one out of it. A lot of you were in the comments when we were making it, we're saying 61, which is a great movie as well about the Yankees, Roger Maris. But I'm telling you, this movie right here was phenomenal because it shows the history of our country in it. It shows the history of the sport in it. And it just shows the amazing acting skills of Chadwick Boseman. So at number 12, we got 42. Now coming up next, I don't have the pictures for them yet, so I'm going to have to type them in here while I talk to you guys. But at number 11, we have another movie that most of you have probably seen. I know I've seen it growing up a lot. I actually know someone that actually went to the place of origin that this was actually made because they live in that area. And if you're a baseball fan, this might be one of your favorite movies. If you're an old head in our group, probably one of your favorite movies. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about yet, a baseball movie, I got it up here now. I'm talking about Field of Dreams. Now, classic movie. 1989, this movie was made, and it's still one of the best movies ever made. One of the best movies ever made. Regardless of sports, whatever. So if you guys have not went and watched that, the story behind the story in the movie is actually what makes it great. And the fact that we don't talk about Kevin Costner as one of the best actors a lot blows my mind because this guy's in 3 of the top 5 baseball movies ever made. And if you build it, they will come. So number 11, we got Field of Dreams. Now, next up, we got another old movie. A lot of you old heads might have this as your top movie. We're going to switch sports. We're going to be talking about football. We're going to be talking about a movie that was based on a true story. However, A lot of it got debunked, saying a lot of it wasn't actually real. But I remember this is one of the first movies I ever watched. My dad used to watch this movie religiously all the time because, honestly, I don't know why. He loved the school this was based upon and the guy it was based upon. And I'm talking about a football movie that was made in 1993. And we're going to be talking about Rudy. Now, a lot of you don't remember Rudy because, like I said, it was made in 1993. But this movie was phenomenal. It was about a kid that, went to Notre Dame, of all places. They told him, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You're too small. You're too slow. You're too dumb. And what did he do? He ended up making a football team on Notre Dame out of straight determination. So if you guys like a feel-good story of someone that broke through, got success when people told him you're not going to get it, this is your movie right here. And you're going to be chanting Rudy by the end of the movie. I guarantee you that because this is a great movie. And a lot of the movies that we have here on this list are new movies because I firmly believe that the new movies are better. They just are. They got better technology to make. They got a lot of better, actors, better scripts, better this and that. But this movie right there, definitely one of them. So we got our top 9 left. We got 9 movies left. Now I'm wondering if you guys can guess all of the movies that are in the top 9. I gave you top 10. I gave you number 10. I gave that to you. But now I want you guys to figure out what are the next 4? What are the next 4 movies going to be? Because we got a lot of good movies still left on this list. We got a lot of them. And I'm trying to get them up right here real quick for you guys so I can give it to you. Next 4 movies we got are, honestly, they all could be number 1 as well because they're that good. So, at number, where are we? At number 9. Oh, come on. Hold on. Here we go. At number 9, we got, come on, load, motherfucker, Coach Carter. Now, this was basically one of the best movies of my childhood. I still think this is Samuel L. Jackson's best movie. And he doesn't get enough credit for his role that he plays in this movie. Everybody always remembers him for going out there and saying fuck, 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 fuck in all of his movies, which he does. That's what he does. That's what he's remembered for. His best movie is Coach Carter. The role that he plays in Coach Carter, the portrayal that he does to show of what he's actually trying to get done is amazing. Now, if you guys haven't watched this movie, I really question you because, if you haven't seen Coach Carter, who are you? Where you been? What are you doing? Unbelievable. Come on. Everybody knows about it. I'm not even going to sit here and explain Coach Carter to you guys. You guys all know Coach Carter. Number 9, Coach Carter. If you haven't watched it, go find it. It might be your number 1 favorite movie. But after Coach Carter, we got another movie on here that I personally had it in my top 3. I had this next movie in my top 3 for a lot of reasons. And hey, it's number 8 still. I think a lot of you forgot about this movie, but yesterday was 4th of July, and this movie right here was all over TV. If you guys turned on your TV, this is on there. And I'm talking about Miracle. The reason it was on here is because this was about the United States hockey team back in the 1980s when the Soviet Union was unfucking beatable. They won 25 in a row, never lost. No one even came close to beating them. Their coach, played by Kurt Russell, Herb Brooks, put together a squad of college players, guys that weren't pros, because pros didn't want to play because they couldn't beat them. They went out there and they fucking beat the Soviet Union. Doesn't get any more American than that. Beat the motherfucking Russians. One of the best sports moments in the history of our entire existence. Go talk to your parents and ask them about Miracle. Ask them about 1980s Olympics, USA, Soviet Union. They'll all remember it, every single one of them. And they'll probably tell you exactly what it felt like for that to happen here in America. It was amazing. And I watched that movie so many times. It's actually one of the only movies I still own on DVD because it's that good, because it's that motivational because of like what happens in the movie, how they actually beat them, and then like when they actually win, you don't even care if they win the gold. You don't care. Like, it doesn't matter if they won the gold, which they actually didn't, but they beat the Soviets. And it was something nobody could do. And it basically was the greatest upset ever in sports history, probably till this day. Like, I sit here and argue it's the best upset ever in sports history. Probably nothing even close to it that I can think off the top of my head. So go watch that. Number 8, Miracle. Now, the movie coming in next, it breaks my heart that it's this low. Breaks my heart that it's this low. This is my favorite sports movie of all time. My all-time favorite. I actually just watched this movie last week when I was on vacation, and I still laughed at this movie. I still said every line, and I still do this when I go golfing. That's probably why I suck at golf. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about yet, I'm talking about motherfucking Happy Gilmore. Because The Price is Right, Bobby. Honestly, like, one of the best movies ever. Like, a lot of people probably don't even remember this is really technically a sports movie because it's straight comedy. The shit that Adam Sandler does in this movie is I honestly can't pick my favorite part out because I still think my favorite part is probably him when Chubbs is walking over to him and he's in the batting cage and he's getting hit in the head with the ball. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, son?" And then like all that crap happens, and then they show the kid, and the kid gets hit in the chest and he flies back. Oh man, might be my favorite part ever. Or Colonel Sanders did have a beard. That guy's all over the place in the movie. Shooter McGavin. Like, we could sit here and talk about best sports characters in a fictional movie of all time. Happy Gilmore is probably going to, he's number 1 or 2, honestly. Like, in my opinion, I think Happy Gilmore is the best. Like, he was fucking amazing in that movie. And we got him sit at number 7. Happy motherfucking Gilmore. I actually might go watch that movie again tonight because honestly could be number 1. But hey, I will say this. Out of the whole list that people did, there's only one person on the whole list that didn't have Happy Gilmore. One person didn't have Happy Gilmore. Out of the whole list, there was only 3 movies that every single person had. Didn't say any of them yet. I'm going to let you guys guess what they are. So number 6 we got coming up. And I know a lot of you haven't seen this movie yet. I actually only saw this movie a year ago because when I put up a post, it was Black Adam Schefter on Facebook. I shared his post. It was about top sports movie of all time. Paul actually commented on it and said this movie was the best movie of all time. So I went back and watched it. This movie's an older movie. It's a football movie. And the cast in this movie is phenomenal. The plot line in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. And for those of you that have not watched this movie yet, I highly recommend that you watch it. It's from 1993, football movie called The Program. I know a lot of you in this group love this movie. A lot of you do because when we put up the post saying what's the best sports movie, a lot of you had this movie as number 1. A lot of you did. So this shows how good this movie is. The fact that half of you didn't even have this on your list, and it's still number 6. That's how good it is. Phenomenal movie. It gives the background of college sports, of how people are favored in college sports, how some people are left out because of how they look, how they act, or where they came from. And then it even goes into the background of showing about people who couldn't make it and then start taking some steroids, got big as shit. The one guy in the movie, you see him in the video here. But this movie's phenomenal. One of the best sports movies of all time. One of the best football movies of all time. Now, we got 5 movies remaining. We only got 5. Out of the 5, like I said, 3 of them were on everybody's list. Can you guys guess what they are? We have 3 movies remaining, and only 3 of those 5 were on everyone's list. I'm sitting there thinking if you guys can guess who they are. I was at work today with my brother. He guessed all 3 of them. I don't know if it was lucky or common sense, because I think these 3 are right there. So 3 out of the 5 were guessed by everybody. We'll see if you guys get it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna do my little thing here so I can bring them up on the keyboard here. The top 5. We got 5 left. Give you some time in the comments to see if you can guess them. I will give you this. You've seen them. Everyone has seen them. Everyone saw these top 5. So, let me bring these up real quick. Got a couple more here. And then we'll get it going. Got 5, only 5 remaining, man. Can't wait. Oh, wrong one. Uh-oh. All righty. So I'm going to bring up the final 3 here. The number 5, 4, and 3. And you guys are going to see if you can guess number 1 and 2. All right. So coming in at number 5, we got another sports movie. Obviously, we got another football movie, I meant to say, that Paul made a good point about this the other day. Out of all the sports movies that are fictional, this movie in particular does the best job at portraying a truth feeling to the movie. What I mean by that is that it's a fake movie, but it feels like it's real. Like, it feels like every single thing that they do in this movie with the characters, with the players, the coaches, the media, the staff, everything feels like it's real. Because it's that close to real. Now, I'm talking about Steamin' Beamin', Willie Beamin'. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, we're talking about Any Given Sunday. Was this movie made in 1999? When is that? 1999. Now, if you guys haven't seen this movie, I question, your movie knowledge as well. This movie's on every single streaming network. Al Pacino, a young Jamie Foxx, Dennis Quaid. Look, this movie got a killer cast. Look at this cast. Al Pacino, Dennis Quaid, Cameron Diaz, Jamie Foxx, LL Cool J. Hell, Lawrence Taylor's in it. That's how good the movie is. Now, the movie's basically about modern day football players trying to get through, their season, trying to get through the struggle of being hurt, having career-threatening injuries, and how the team, the organization actually goes about keeping the team, keeping the players, and keeping it competitive. How they do it. Absolutely phenomenal movie. Number 5, Any Given Sunday. Next up, at number 4, we got another movie that dictates my childhood, dictates our childhood. If you're, like I said, 36 and below, you know this movie. Someone actually mentioned this movie to me the other day when they picked up a baseball and it was all torn up. They said this movie. Now I'm talking about a movie that was made in 1993 with Benny the Jet. Now, if you guys don't know who Benny the Jet is, you probably have no idea what's going on in this list. We got at number 4, we got The Sandlot. Now, this movie is one of the best, overall movies of all time. Now, if you ask people my age, a lot of them are going to rank this number 1. A lot of people actually had this number 1 or 2. Fell to number 4. We got The Sandlot. It's about a summer in 1962 where a new kid is in town and he's taken in under the wing of a young baseball prodigy, a.k.a. Benny the Jet. The problem is the fence behind the field is a big dog. He hits a home run, they lose their ball. They try to get their ball back. Long story short, the dog they think is absolutely humongous, but it's not that big. It's Great Bernard, but phenomenal movie. Like, I don't even need to explain this movie to you guys. You guys gotta go watch this movie if you haven't watched it, because instant classic. I honestly can't believe it came out in 1993. It was so good. Like, I feel like this movie came out in like 2003. It feels like a more modern movie than back then. So that's our number 4 movie. At number 3, this movie was the first of the 3 that every single person had on the list. In fact, this movie is based on a true story. However, it's not that accurate to it. They made a little changes to the movie, to the actual story, to make the movie look better, which they did a good job at it. So if you guys do watch this movie, it's based on a true story. A lot of the stuff in the movie's real. And I'm talking about the realest thing in the movie. We're talking about Booby Miles. Everybody knows who Booby Miles is, right? Everyone knows Booby Miles right here. Derek Luke, Booby Miles. Everyone knows him. I'm talking about Friday Night Lights. Now, that's another thing. I can't believe this movie came out in 2004. Like, holy shit, 2004. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago. This movie, guys, is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time as well. This is, my favorite football movie of all time, because I feel like it felt more close to home at the time, because it was about high school football in Texas, the Permian High Panthers. And, it was about their route going to the state championship game and how they made it, battled through injuries, how their families, this and that. They actually made a series off of it as well, which is completely different than the movie. But the movie, man, like, one of the best movies ever made. Booby fucking Miles made the movie. Like, everybody remembers Booby. Because even when you see him in other movies, people remember him as Booby Miles. And that's how good the movie was. Billy Bob Thornton as the coach, phenomenal job. He did a great job. It's actually, out of his movies, I'm not a huge fan of any of his movies, to be honest with you, really. I'm not a huge Billy Bob fan. I think he's a little strange, a little weird. Fit perfectly in this role. And that's why it's sitting here at number 3. Now we got 2 movies left. We got 2 movies left. If you guys are still sitting here watching with me, watching my video, I'm curious to see if you know how number 1 and number 2 will go. I'm curious because I don't see it any other way. I would switch the order up, 1 and 2. But I agree with number 1 and 2. Now, these 2 movies, both of them, every single person had on their list. And honestly, can't go wrong with either of them. Number 2, any holiday. It could be Independence Day yesterday. It could be Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. If you live in the state of Pennsylvania, in the Philadelphia area, this fucking movie is on TV. It's always on TV. It's on 24/7, all holiday week, every movie of the series. And I watch it every time. Iconic. This movie is iconic. The fact that it's a fictional movie, and it's one of the best movies of all time, highest rated movies of all time, one of the best series of all time, just shows how good it was. Especially when you use an actor that can't even talk. Yo, Adrian. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we got number 2. We got the classic, the GOAT, Rocky. Rocky is Philadelphia. Sylvester Stallone made this movie to appease to the people of Philadelphia. And he did it to a T, perfectly to a T. They built a statue of him because it was that fucking good. People actually think Rocky was an athlete. They think he was real. They think he was a real person. He was technically based written upon a true person, not based on a true story, but based about it. But no. Like, if I have to sit here and explain Rocky to you guys, I don't want to talk anymore. Every single person in the whole motherfucking world seen it. Yeah, the statue. When people come to Philadelphia from other cities, they take pictures of it with it. When other sports teams come to our town in playoff games, shit like that, they fuck with the Rocky statue because they fuck with Philadelphia that way. And then they get their ass beat for doing so. How about you guys over there in Minnesota? Remember last time you guys did that, put your bullshit Minnesota gear on Rocky. You guys got blown the fuck out when we went there. Yeah, it sucks for you guys. I know I got Minnesota fans in there. I know one of you was watching. So, yeah, fuck Minnesota. But Rocky, nothing else I can say about Rocky. Like, the whole series is great. Now, that's why I got number top 2, because of the series. Now, if you sit here and you want to argue with people and say, well, which Rocky? It don't matter what Rocky. It's fucking Rocky. In my opinion, my favorite Rocky is the Rocky with Drago. I love that one. If he dies, he dies. But the first one is definitely a cult classic. Every single person has seen it. Everyone knows it. They know what happens in it. They know Apollo Creed from it. They know Mr. T from it. They know all of it. Hell, they even made the spinoff Creed of it with Rocky in it because Rocky's that damn popular. Sylvester Stallone was that damn popular because of this movie. So number 2, we got Rocky. So that leaves one movie left. One left. And I'm assuming every single one of you knows what number 1 is. Now, I absolutely have no complaints with this movie being number 1. I actually think that every single person in the world should have to go back and watch this movie again to realize how you got to fucking actually treat people. Because this movie does that. It literally shows you how not to treat people and how you should treat people and how everybody should be united. Everybody needs to be reminded of that shit right now in our society. This movie was made in 2000. 2000. One of the best actors of all time in this movie. Hands down. This guy's still making movies, must-see movies. This is one of his first ones that was really good. We got the number 1 movie on our list out of all of them. We have Remember the Titans. Not much I can really say about Remember the Titans except that 10 out of 10. Great movie. Honestly, there's really nothing wrong with the movie. Nothing. You could talk to people. It got a 7.8 out of here. I think that's disrespectful. A 7.8. I believe if they go back and watch that and re-review it, it would get a 10. It would get 10. Now, this movie was based on a true story as well. It was based on a story of a newly hired African-American coach, which was Denzel, at a high school where, they were in their first season of racially integrating the students and the players. So it was the first year that they had the white and black students together, and they're trying to do a football team. It wasn't working out too well at first. However, this coach came in and showed them it doesn't fucking matter what color you are. You guys have one mission, one goal, get the fuck done, and support each other. In the beginning of the movie, it's not working. They're going to clubs, it was based back then as well. And, the black athletes were going out. They weren't getting treated as well. At first, the white players kind of, whatever. And then by the end of the movie, left side, strong side. Now everybody remembers that. Left side, strong side. Best part of the whole movie right there. When he's in the hospital, he's white. The nurse is there. The black guy comes in, and she's like, yo, you can't come in here, family only. And he's like, you can't tell? That's my brother. And she's like, what? That's what it's about, though. That's what the movie's about, but it's also about football. Hey, Petey, how many steps are in a mile? 2,682 steps are in a mile. You're going to pick up that ball and you're going to run every damn near one of them. This is one of my favorite movies of all time as well. If you guys follow me on Instagram, actually, there was a time back where I was doing this contest where we had to make a movie parody of something, and we had to do it. And Craig, who comes on the podcast a lot, I had him on there. He was Coach Craig, which he was playing Coach Boone. And I was playing Petey. So there's a moment in the movie where Petey drops the football. And he's like, "You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me." And he kept fumbling the football. It was going to cost him games. But it was all mental. Coach knew that. So anyway, in the parody, what I do is I have a pre-workout. I'm showing off the pre-workout that I take. And I'm doing my cone drills. I drop the pre-workout. Craig's over there yelling at me, "Did you drop our pre-workout?" Oh, man, it's classic. So you guys got to check that out, too. That's funny. But in the movie, it's better. Because it's one of the best movies ever. One of a classic. I actually want to go in here real quick and look at the cast that was in this movie. We got Denzel, Will Patton. A lot of these guys, you really don't even see them a lot anymore. Ethan Suplee, that guy, man, that guy turned into a great actor. Ryan Gosling was in it. I don't know if you guys remember the movie, but Sunshine. Who played Sunshine? Where's Sunshine? Where are you, Sunshine? I don't know where he is. There he is. Kip Pardue. Sunshine, man. This guy was a new quarterback that had long-ass hair. Everybody thought he was a homosexual. And he had a cannon. They were like, holy shit. Like, this dude got a fucking cannon. But anyway, that's our list. Let me break it back down for you. Number 1, Remember the Titans. Number 2, we got the GOAT, Rocky. Number 3, Friday Night Lights. Number 4, we got The Sandlot. Number 5, Any Given Sunday. Number 6, The Program. Number 7, Happy Gilmore. Number 8, Miracle. Number 9, Coach Carter. Number 10, Rudy. Number 11, Field of Dreams. Number 42, number 12 is 42. Number 13, Ali. Number 14, Hardball. Number 15, The Waterboy. And number 16, The Mighty Ducks. Now, I want to remind you guys, that's not the final list. We're going to decide the final list and the final winner by voting. So you guys got to join us on Facebook in the group to vote. Each day, you're going to be able to vote on the bracket of the matchup. These are going to be the matchups. You get 2 days to vote on them. We have a winner's bracket, and then we have a loser's consolidation bracket. We'll get our top 5. So our first round matchups, we got Remember the Titans taking on Mighty Ducks. We got Coach Carter versus Miracle. We have Any Given Sunday versus 42. We got Ali versus The Sandlot. We got Friday Night Lights versus Hardball. Field of Dreams versus Happy Gilmore. The Program versus Rudy. And last, we have Rocky versus the Waterboy. Gonna be some great matchups. If you guys want to vote on them, if you want to see who wins, get into our Facebook group, The Stoop Life. Same name as the podcast. Check us the fuck out. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you like our list. Hope to see you in the group. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace out, everybody.